guys.
All right, we are on. Awesome. I'm excited about this Zoom just because I have been dying to hear stories about behind the pictures that I was seeing. I'm sure everybody else was as well. And today is probably the exact opposite of what you guys were experiencing. It is rainy and gray and cold, which is why I'm like in my cozy sweater. But I'm going to not say much here. I'm just going to introduce this lovely group of women. There's two of them missing, I think, Rhonda and Chrissy, who also earned the trip and aren't here today. And there's a couple that earned the trip and then just opted out for the $500 cash as well. So we would love to hear how you are going to be able to use that cash. But for those of you that were on the cruise, we are so excited to hear about your takeaways, your favorite things. Yeah, just tell us all of your favorite things or whatever you want to leave with us. Go for it. And I think you guys are just going to jump in as you want. So who wants to go first?
Sure, I can start. So yes, I am Marla Petersheim, and I'm very excited to be here and to give you guys hopefully a small glimpse of what we experienced at Leaders Retreat. So we just came home we flew home on Friday. I believe some people may have stayed until Saturday, but Leaders Retreat this year was last Tuesday through Friday, the 23rd to the 26th, I think. And Leaders Retreat was a bit different this year in that they sent us on a cruise. So that was so exciting. It was my first cruise, me and my husband's first cruise, and we absolutely loved every minute of it. We were a little shocked at how much we enjoyed it. So the waters were calm, which was a huge blessing. They're not always that calm, but according to the captain, the waters were calm, so that was a gift. And you could feel a bit of the waves sometimes, but nothing major. And so we loved the ship part of it. We absolutely loved the places we got to explore. So for 2 days, the ship would stop and dock, and then they gave you time to explore. So Wednesday was Key West, and Thursday was the Bahamas. So what a gift. Like Mary Jean said, last week this time was completely different than what it is now. The sun is shining here in Pennsylvania, but it was cold and it is fall-like, and Bahamas and Key West was warm and balmy. The water was gorgeous. So that was a little slice of paradise that we got to experience. So that was amazing. And both Wednesday and Thursday mornings, we had a training from about 7:30 to 8 till about 10 to 10:30. And there was a diamond panel both mornings. So I don't know, I'm going to let the others have a chance to speak, but I'm just going to give you guys a few of my highlights of what we heard from some of the diamonds on the diamond panel, the general session, the training that they gave us. So the training was short. That is all we had. They gave us the rest of the time to explore and have off. So it truly is a retreat. It is what they call it. But there was a small amount of training. And the diamond panel, I always love the diamond panels. It's so valuable to hear from somebody who has been where you are. They were silver at one time. They were gold, and they worked themselves up. So to hear from them I love the diamond panels. And the themes were momentum and legacy. So just Sarah Marble was one of the diamonds. I love her story. I resonate with her for some reason. Her story is really, really good, and she's always such an encouragement. And she spoke on Wednesday, her with about 5 or 6 of the other diamonds. And her mantra or her saying is, small steps repeated consistently will produce massive results over time. Love that. Baby steps of doing the same thing each day will take you where you want to go. Doing something is better than doing nothing. Just do something. Do it when you don't feel like it. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Use your back office. Use the tools we have. The back office will be compliant and it's safe. And sometimes I get a little bit overwhelmed knowing what to send people. The back office is there for us to use. There's so much there. Duplication creates momentum. And I think keeping it simple is huge for duplication. Keep it simple, do the same thing. So being faithful, that spoke to me. Things we probably all know or have heard, but the reminder. And Jen Hawkins was my second favorite. I think she got very personal with us and told us a little bit of her upbringing. She has 10 brothers and sisters. And by the way, when I'm mentioning these diamond names and you don't know who I'm talking about, I encourage you to go and follow them on social media. So encouraging to follow some of these diamonds who, like I said, they're people just like me and you, have been there, done that, and to hear from them. So Jen Hawkins, she's a double diamond, and she spoke on how to keep your composure when life is messy and hard. And I don't know about you, but emotional maturity is something that we can all grow in, and I think it's so vital to keeping a successful business in the long run. If you want to do this for a long time, you're going to have to learn how to be emotionally mature. So how to keep your composure when life is messy and hard. So yeah, she came from a large family, and her father did not provide financially most of the time. Many cut off electric days. But what taught her so much is how her mother never showed negativity to her kids. So her mother was a huge example to her, and how she keeps her head high when she's just feeling down is, again, having a long-term perspective. This isn't a one-year quickly business. Let's look at the long-term goals. Trust. She says she has trust in our company, that corporate is there. They have our best interest at heart. They have our back, and you really get to see that when you go to a corporate event. That's another reason why I would strongly encourage anybody to go to convention, leaders retreat. You get to see how our company does have our back. She has trust in her Savior, Jesus Christ, and trust in testimonies, how our products help, and she has trust in the One Plexus. So that's another thing you get to experience when you go on these trips. So I could go on and on and on. Cheyenne Weber, I loved what she said, how people want to be known. I'm going to say this real quick because I loved this idea. How friendships come first. What she does is she always sends her ambassadors their own welcome pack. So when she signs up a new ambassador, she will send them a successful ambassador checklist, a Success from Home magazine, and their own little personal, like a journal, a writing journal. How sweet is that? I love that idea. So she touched on how people want to feel appreciated. Each person has a name. Each name has a story, and each story matters. So I truly believe we are better leaders when we keep this mindset. So, I had pages and pages full of notes, and I could go on and on, but I'm going to save time for the rest of you all. But I hope that gives you a little touch on what we experienced, and it is worth all of your time to go to Leaders Retreat next year. It was an amazing 4 days, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity.
Amen.
I know. Yes. So good. One thing that I always love, and I feel like I've been to several like Plexus events now, but yet I'm always blown away by how top notch they do everything. Like it is just first class, from like just having Plexus. I don't even know what they are. What are they? Big, huge. I call them stickers. Stuck everywhere, even like on the flower pots and everywhere in the ship, right? You would see Plexus, Plexus, Plexus. And I think that's so cool how they just put so much time and thought into that. And I'm always just blown away by how they you roll out the red carpet for us, and just do everything so quality and like first rate. And then love the diamond panel. I loved Celeste Gwynn. She talked about momentum, and I loved how she made the point about how everyone just wants to feel a part, and whether they're an ambassador or a customer. And like her team culture is so incredible when she talks about the local meetings they have. And so I love listening to her. And all of the sessions, you guys, are recorded. I don't know if we posted that on our team page, MJ, or if Shelly did, but all the sessions are I saw them on someone's team page. I think actually it was Shelly's now. So you can go and you can watch each one of the sessions that we were able to see. So I'd really encourage you guys to do that, especially listening to the Diamond panel. And then, so yeah, love Celeste Gwynn. And again, like Marla said, if these names are not familiar to you guys, like go look them up on social media. Most of them have Instagram accounts. And just, yeah, find a diamond that you feel like you relate to. And it's not about copying someone, but just being inspired. And again, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. So kind of latch onto a diamond you relate to, and you can take their tips and their inspiration. So I love Celeste Gwynn because she's, a party girl. And each night when we would have dancing, she'd be right there front and center. And so I loved it in the diamond panel at the end when she said something about how I'm a double diamond and I still don't even know, all the ingredients and all that stuff. I just tell people it's good, it works, use it. And then I love Melissa. I can never say her last name right. Eckenhorst. Is that how you say that? And she kind of like kicked our butts a bit because she got really like practical and just re-emphasized again, like you need to be sponsoring 3 people a month. That needs to be your goal. You can't sit back and go into cruise control, letting your team do this. And that really kicked my butt. So I remember Shelly encouraging us early on to make a goal of trying to go silver every month personally, sponsoring 3 new people. And I felt like I had been, was on a good streak with that for a while and have really fallen off of that. So that really encouraged me. But again, go listen to the Diamond panel. But I wanted to speak real quickly to the other thing too, is just the culture of Plexus, the people of Plexus. Like we have amazing products, but again, like it'll always be the people of Plexus that impress me the most. And I feel like that, like everyone, I know some of our new ones who was there, Chrissy and Rhonda, like they were talking about that too. Like, oh my word, I just can't, like the spirit here, right? Like it's the majority of the people here are women and there's like there's no competition. There's no, everyone seems like friends. Everyone's talking. And I really feel like that the spirit of something comes down from the top. And I feel like that's the spirit that the people who run our company have. And I loved in the sessions this time how they had, is it Christian Pierre? Is that how you say his name? The new international guy? What, pardon?
Christopher,
that's it. Yes, Christopher. I knew it was a C name. And he shared his testimony about how he was homeless, and which is really cool, and how he started taking the Plexus products before he actually even worked for Plexus. And then the other girl, again, I can't remember her name. She's a newer face as well. But anyways, they both were sharing their own personal testimonies about using the products. And of course, in their testimony, there's so much about just their personal lives, right? And what God's done in their personal lives and personal growth. And anyways, and I just was like in awe of that it's not like they're just pulling up random people on the stage to share a testimony. These are people that are on their staff and who work for them and who are saying, I love these products. These products are amazing. Plexus has changed my life, not just about weight loss, but, all these other things as well. So I thought that was super cool. Just, yeah. And then the other thing I was going to say too is many of you guys probably know Darla Brown. She's the one who's worked really closely with us here in Canada to get us officially launched. And I can't say enough about, again, just the leaders and how personable they are. And I ran into her one day and she was like, I have a gift for you. And she took me to her room and she had bought these bracelets in Key West, one of the ports where we went, for all of us Canadian ambassadors that were there. And I was like, Darla, I said, you are so kind to us. Like, I can never get over just how much, you seem to care about us. And she was about to go into her room and she stopped and she turned and she said, because I love you. And I was just, again, like, this is someone right at the top of our company, a leader in our company, who's looking at me, who I feel like, you know, a no-name up here in Canada, saying, I love you and I care about you and I'm here to make you successful, and gave me a bracelet that she had, you know, bought for me. And anyways, I thought that was super cool. So yeah, you guys, like, it is worth going to Leaders Retreat. It is worth going to Super Saturday, to any Plexus event that you can get to, and just immerse yourself in the culture, and just know that we have the best company out there, the best products, and the best leaders, and we're involved in a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the diamond panel too. It was so fun. The people that they picked, they were so different, you know, they all had a very different flavor, a different style, and it just is so encouraging because you can connect with somebody. You know, there's always somebody you'll connect with. And I love what Jessica Heffley shared. She is she's hilarious, first of all, and she's super tall. And
She is tall.
Past her a few times, I'm like, oh my word, she's so tall. But
Yeah.
gorgeous. And she shared she did a great exercise with us. She put a picture up on the screen, and it was just kind of like this a very busy picture, and there was just a lot of like stuff happening, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds, memorize everything you can that's red, like focus. Okay, no cheating, like, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds now, ready, go. And so everyone's like, I remember like memorizing like that because I was like, I want to win, you know. So you know, I don't know. So she pushes the picture. She's like, okay, stop. Everybody stop. Okay, now tell me everything that was green on that picture. And I'm just like, oh, come on. You know, you treated me. And I couldn't remember anything that was green. And put the picture back up. And she said, now, what do you see that's green? And all of a sudden, it just looked green. Like the entire picture looked green. And it was really powerful. And she said, her coach did this for her, and his big thing is like, what you focus on is what expands, what grows. And it really came alive because you're just, you know, if you focus on attrition or like nobody ever like you know, just something negative or something that you know, maybe you're just focusing on the fact that you're I don't know, like you're not losing weight, or pick something that you're focusing on. That is what's going to grow. Like that, your attention, where you're focusing on is where you're going to go. Even like when you're driving, I don't know if you guys know this, but like wherever your eyes are, that is where your car is going to go. So if you ever like wander your eyes off like this, you're automatically going to drive off. And I remember my dad telling me that when I learned how to drive, and that's so applicable to our business. And it's like where you're focusing on is exactly where you're going to go. And so she started off even with saying like, raise your hand if you believe you'll be in Hawaii next year. Like if you believe, there's no doubt. And there were not a lot of hands that went up. And she said, okay, everyone who did not raise your hands, this is for you. So, you know, she was just like, it's, you know, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're right. And if you really think about that statement, it's powerful because not only in business, but in anything in your life, because if you believe you can't do something, you're not going to make that effort to make it happen. And if you really believe you can do something though, you're going to make those steps to make that happen. And it's so powerful. It was a great reminder to me. And a fun exercise to do with your kids sometime or your team in a smaller thing. Find a picture that's similar to that and do that exercise, because it's a great reminder of whatever you're focusing on is what it's going to consume, you know, your mind. And I actually don't have my notes are on my phone, which is open right now, so I can't actually pull out the exact words that she used. But that's something that just stands out to me. And exactly like Amber and Marla have said, is just the culture there of, and even people on the ship. It was fun to talk to people at the restaurants, people who worked on the ship. They're like, who are you guys? Like, happy and so like, you are the best people. Please stay all the time. We're like, okay, no problem. You know, so it's a lot of fun. It was great. Yeah. So yeah, make an effort. It's worth the effort. It's worth, even if you don't think you can go to convention this year, register anyway. Just register and then work out the details. That's my biggest piece of advice for you, because if it doesn't work out, because life happens, but if you don't register and then you're like, oh man, I wish I would have, it'll sell out in like a day. So you just register and then work out the details later because you can.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
A good 2 cents.
And Amy's upstairs on my 3rd floor right now, so that's fun.
Oh, that's right.
Lucky.
I forgot she's there. That's so funny.
The
Go,
thing,
Renee.
the thing that stood out to me was really just a lot of what Amber said, so I don't feel like I need to expand on it. But even Kelly and I were talking about, like Amber talking about the stickers. It really is that, though. Like if you looked at the ship and the glass, like there are certain measurements clearly that they had to take the time to measure all that to make sure they fit. It's not like you just throw up a sticker in a window and that's it. Like it all fits. Like they would put PLE on one part of the glass and then finish spelling the word out. And so just looking at it, when you look around the ship, it was just so clear how much time and detail and effort they put into that and to just make it so special. And of course, just all the fun. Like it's everything Amber said. I don't think I can really add anything more. It was just, they made it so fun. And the silent disco was great, the full moon party, and then all the desserts after the full moon party. That was insane to walk through there and see all the desserts and stuff. But yeah, it was
Renee, tell people what a silent disco is if they don't know, because I didn't know what it was.
You put your headsets on. And there are 3 different channels that you can choose from. So you can choose from like island music, and then they had 2 different other channels. And you get to pick your own channel, and you can switch through them, and you're all singing. And so Kelly and I recorded ourselves singing a song. And then that night in our room, we're just dying laughing, watching ourselves like, what a bunch of idiots. But that's what makes it so fun, because you could care less because nobody can hear you.
Nobody can hear. Everyone's in their own world with their own disco. Yeah, I know.
I think that was even my family's favorite video. They were all, even my 25-year-old son was like, oh my gosh, you guys got to watch Mom singing this. So that's like been the thing, everybody to see Mom and Kelly singing.
Yes.
So it was fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You want me to jump in?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. I hope you guys can see me. I'm kind of incognito today. It's very rainy and cold here in Michigan. Definitely different weather than our beautiful cruise ship and going to the Bahamas and Key West. I ditto everything that you guys have said. And I think the other thing that I want to share to anybody who has ever thought about wanting to reach for something big, like Leaders Retreat or convention, just do it. Create the plan now, because the action that you start doing today is going to help you get to where you want to go 2 months from now. That's probably the best advice that I can share, is that don't wait until the incentive starts to start creating that plan and to get into action. Get into action today, because everything that you do is going to help you. And it takes time to plant these seeds with people. We all know that from just how our own individual journeys have developed over time. It took time for us to build belief, and it's going to take time for your friends and for your people in your network to start building that belief. But start doing that action now. And Chrissy and I, this was our first Leaders Incentive Retreat. And let me just tell you, the bonding that she and I had those 4 days is invaluable. Like, I'm here to tell you that if she and I were the only 2 people on that ship, like we spent so much time just getting to know each other and just learning our stories and how much we have in common and how much our lives parallel and how much our testimonies, not only in Christ, but in these products, is so similar. And it just bonded us in a way that I will never forget. And our husbands, to have time to get to know each other and see that there's something on the other side of their spouse. It just, I can't even tell it. I can't even put it into words, you guys. It was such an incredible week. And the diamonds that poured into us and built belief, and they gave us nuggets that are duplicatable, that anybody who's able to go back, whoops, I think I lost you guys. I'm sorry, my phone's starting to die. If you're able to go back and listen to those diamonds, you guys, just do it. Spend 5 minutes in the morning and just listen to what they have to say, because they didn't give us anything that we didn't already know, but they put it in a way that makes it duplicatable. Like, we can so do everything that they're doing, and we can get to the top of this company, you guys. It's our mindset, right? We got to create a plan, start doing those daily activities, and get into action. That is what's going to create momentum. You can't wish it. You have to start doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amen.
Amen. Okay, I think I'm last, right? That's awesome. All right, you guys, I've already cried like 5 times just listening to you guys, so I just want to pray and say amen, and you're dismissed because you guys covered it all. But I think everything about Leaders Retreat just feels like freedom to me. It just feels like the other side of fear. And every single time in this business, what holds us back from really going for whatever it is, really digging in and going for Leaders Retreat, or really digging in and saying, yes, I want to be Emerald and I'm going to be in Hawaii. What keeps us back? It's fear every time, right? And fear doesn't stop death. It stops life. It stops freedom. So get past fears and go for it. And don't let fear hold you back. Just know that freedom in every area, and I'm sorry, I'm driving with all my kiddos here, so if I'm not making eye contact, it's because we want to stay alive. Fear is the only thing holding you back, and it's just in your mind. It's not in everybody else's mind. So mindset, I so amen everything Holly just said with getting a plan and going for it. Don't let fear. I'm steering. Don't let steer or fear stop your life. Just go for it. Freedom. Yeah, don't let fear steer you. There we go. That's what I meant to say. But everything, I mean, standing on those beaches, you guys, you look out and you see what a great and awesome creator we have. I mean, everything, sitting on the veranda every morning, an hour and a half before sunrise, every night, just like, just this huge sigh, you know, and I'm in my heart and in my soul. And it just feels like freedom. And it just feels like, wow. Everybody, I want this for every single one of you. I want this for every member of my team. And I so believe that you can do it. None of us here are special, except for we just push past fears every single day. Because trust me, we all have them. Like, we all struggle with the exact same things. The devil's in our ears every single day saying, you're not worth this, and no one really wants to hear your story, and you're not a leader. Like, look at you, you struggle with that. Well, guess what, sister? Every one of us struggle with that. Every single person. So don't feel like you're alone, because you're not, and we're all in this together, and we want it so bad for you. We want you to taste that little bit of freedom, and we're all getting to Hawaii next year, right, ladies?
Yes. Oh,
I love it.
We just lost her. Yeah.
There you are.
Oh, sorry. I hate it when somebody calls. Yeah, I was out of here. I was on my way to Hawaii. Anyways, I love you all. I have to jump off and drop my kids off, but it was amazing, and I want you all there with us next year and in Hawaii. And I'm just excited about what God's doing through this company. And it's so much bigger than finances, and it's so much bigger than a free Lexus. It's about freedom in our souls to be who God created us to be that light on the hill, on the mountain, to say, there's a better way. Don't live in bondage. That's not what you were created for. Just step out. So, all right, I got to run. I love you all.
Love
Thank you,
Michael.
Michael. Thank you.
Yeah.
everybody.
Love you.
I wrote down that quote, that end quote. I think I'm going to actually put that up when I post this as like the description, and then say, you know what, all the way through, you guys got to listen, and at the end, she'll explain what this quote means. Everything was so good. It makes me just realize again what a gift they gave to us. Obviously, I couldn't be on it because again, for the first time this year, they said it was either Hawaii or the Leaders Retreat, which looking back now, I actually think was a really good idea. It made me want to be there, obviously seeing everything and now hearing everything, but I think it was a great way to love on those who haven't reached the jewel status yet, but are working so hard. So everybody can do it. I was Michael's little thing at the end there reminded me of I was talking to one of the girls on our team, and she was bringing up the idea again of, can people actually do this if they didn't get in right in the beginning? And I was like, in this company, yes. I couldn't say that about every company, but in this company, I believe it with every single part of my being, that it doesn't matter if you have just hit the join button yesterday. This can be a success for you, and you absolutely can do what it takes. You have what it takes to do, to earn, to get whatever your goal is. So thanks, guys, for taking the time. Marla, do you have anything else to add yet before we jump off? I have to run and get my kids as well. So anything else to add?
No, I don't think so. I think Michael had a perfect way to just end it, and you, Mary June. So thank you so much for coming on, everybody.
Yeah. And if Chrissy and Rhonda have something they want to add, they can either add it in the comments or let them know that we want to hear from them as well. I would love to hear their takeaways, especially as newbies on the Leaders Retreat. So, all right. Love you, ladies. I will post this in the team page.